So, today we'll be discussing about the conformity of beauty standards in Malaysia.
Huh? What's conformity?
Conformity is a tendency for an individual to alter their beliefs, attitude, or behavior so that they can follow or blend in the crowd.
It sounds like you.
Okay. Anyway, did you guys remember about the presentation you guys are supposed to present today?
What presentation?
The class was asked to provide a presentation about the beauty standards and its conformity. So I talked about this last week, didn't I? So before we get into the presentation, let us recap what we learned last week for Naomi here. So, beauty standards are a set of standards for one's physical appearance. These standards are imposed by the general population, and this somewhat determines someone's attractiveness. So without further ado, let's start the presentation.
Thank you, Miss. So we're really focusing on steps 3 and 4 of our research plan, which is figuring out the study design and gathering evidence. We're all about taking a scientific approach here, so we make sure everything's well planned, executed, and reported properly. So instead of messing with variables, we're just observing and recording what's going on, checking out how Malaysian beauty standards and conformity levels are connected. So, for gathering data, we went with surveys. Specifically, we used the Likert scale. We asked questions like, how often do you think about your looks? And we got quick and detailed insights into what our participants thought. Now, when it came to interviews, we decided to keep things a little bit open-ended. We wanted to let them express themselves when talking about Malaysian beauty standards. So we asked questions like, how do you perceive beauty standards in Malaysia? And we let them speak in their own words. Therefore, we could explore deeper topics that the Likert scale couldn't quite touch. And for stage 4, we went with convenience sampling. Instead of randomly picking people, we chose volunteers who were easy to reach and close by. It's a simple method that saves a lot of time and money, but we've got to remember that it might not give us the full picture since we are only picking people from nearby places. And now I'll pass it on to Kaden.
With the methodologies discussed by Anesh, our findings have shown that out of the 54 responses, when asked on a scale from 1 to 5, how often do they think about their looks? The majority of participants at 48.1% answered a 4. The scale is being 1, not at all, and 5 being always. In addition, 18.5% answered 5, while only 1.9% of the participants answered 1. Moreover, when asked how often they compare themselves to others, 29.6% of participants answered a 4 on the scale, thus forming the majority. This is followed by the 25.9% who answered a 5 and 24.1% who answered a 3. As you can see, the numbers are pretty close on this one. When asked how often they compare their appearances to beauty standards portrayed in the media, there is no clear majority, as there's a tie between those who answered a 3 and those who answered a 4, both at 27.8% each. 18.5%, however, answered a 5 on the scale. We found that the majority of the participants at 37% answered a 4 when asked to what extent do they think family and friends influence their perception of beauty on a scale from 1 to 5. The lowest amount answered a 1 at 7.4%. There was no clear-cut majority when asked to what extent do they believe cross-cultural beauty standards impact their perception of beauty, as there was another tie between those who answered a 3 and those who answered a 4, both at 37%. We found that low self-esteem was the most common psychological impact of conforming to beauty standards among the participants, with 74.1% of them being affected by it. Not far behind is anxiety, which affects 55% of the participants. This is contrasted by the 7.4% of participants who answered none, implying that they are not affected by psychological impacts at all. We also found that 70.4% of participants believe beauty standards affect one gender than the other. Conversely, 29.6% of participants believe otherwise.
Alright, so back to me. We also interviewed different people from different backgrounds to get their opinions and perspective on conformity of beauty standards in Malaysia. The first question was, how do you think social media platforms influence beauty standards in Malaysia? And the answers we received are, social media only shows the best versions of themselves. Other people will talk about the photo in the comments and say that this is only what is considered beautiful. Other people that don't like what is portrayed might feel a certain way about themselves. People would also comment and say mean things to them. Lastly, we asked, can you share any insights into how gender plays a role in conformity to beauty standards in Malaysia? And the answers we received are, girls tend to get influenced easier, and people expect females to conform to certain beauty standards, which leads to more females following the typical stereotype.
That's amazing. What about your philosophical perspective? I remember you guys saying that you are choosing psychology and sociology as your theory, right?
Well, through our findings, we have found that beauty standards have a complex phenomenon that can be explored through both the psychological and sociological lenses. Psychological factors like media influence and social pressures contribute to body dissatisfaction and low self-esteem. According to our research, youths are more likely to compare themselves to unrealistic ideals promoted in media and society, leading to mental health issues such as depression and anxiety. Additionally, sticking to beauty standards correlates with an increased likelihood of developing eating disorders, binge eating, purging, or restrictive eating patterns amongst Malaysian youths that are striving for the perfect body. Yeah? Exposures to idealized beauty standards on social media may also foster special comparisons and envy amongst Malaysian youths, worsening feelings of inadequacy. Apart from that, Malaysian youths who tend to internalize these things, beauty standards have a higher risk of mood disorders like depression, dysthymia, and impairing their overall well-being. Sociologically, beauty standards are understood as socially constructed and can vary across cultures and societies. These standards shape societal expectations for young men and women regarding appearance, behavior, societal roles based on gender norms, and leading to inequalities and discrimination. According to a survey, more than 70.4% of correspondents agree that beauty standards affect one gender more than the other. Moreover, 92.6% of the respondents often use social media platforms, which play a significant role in shaping beauty standards and influencing youth culture. The curated images and lifestyles portrayed on social media may worsen feelings of inadequacy, fostering a culture of comparison and competition amongst youth. In Malaysia, conforming to beauty standards intersect with the philosophy of sejahtera, emphasizing holistic well-being. While adhering to standards can boost confidence, it may also lead to negative self-perception and mental health issues. Balancing cosmetic enhancements with self-acceptance is crucial, as it fosters diversity and prioritizes mental well-being over strict standards, promoting genuine happiness and inclusivity. Yeah.
Excellent work! Give yourself a round of applause. So tell me, what did you learn from today's class?
Well, basically, to conclude, the research has proven that there is a correlation between conformity and beauty standards in Malaysia. The interview reveals that a majority of participants have experienced pressure to conform to societal beauty ideals, which has been perceived as detrimental to their mental well-being. These results are also supported by the survey. Their findings have shown that the younger generations are more prone to the mental health issues as they compare themselves to others. Overall, the research underscores the need for promoting self-acceptance and resilience in the face of societal pressures.
Wow, well done, Talming. I'm impressed. Well, that is all the time we have today. Thank you, and you're all dismissed.
Thank you.